Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch Reviewers. In this video, we've got yet another smartwatch review. This one is by Gokoo. They've sent us another watch in the past that we reviewed, so if you want to go check that one out. But we've done a bunch of different smartwatch reviews, so go check them out. This one is pretty unique, has a very cool looking face on the box here. You guys can see sleep tracking, stopwatch, weather, find phone, alarm. It utilizes the Glory Fit app, which you can scan here if you want to go download that. This is the S11 model. And yeah, so let's go ahead and crack this open. You guys can see I got the color black. I want to thank them for sending this out free for review. Once you slide the sleeve off, you get a little more generic looking box here with some function introductions here. So let's pop this open and oh, where's the watch? Oh, there it is. Yeah, guys, I've been using this for a couple weeks now. So let's open this up. A little silica packet for the trolls and a little quick start guide, which you probably won't need if you've ever used one of these before. So we could set the box off to the side. I'm going to take the watch off here and we will go over some of the features. So here it is, looking very nice. I think I have the brightness up all the way. Let's first talk about the design. So this is a pretty decent sized watch face. It's pretty big and honestly, I kind of like it. I was afraid it was going to be too big because my wrists are not huge. I think they're 6.5 or 7-inch wrists. I don't know, something like that. But this actually looks really good on it. As you guys could see at the beginning, looks good. And also, drapes off over the sides like this very immediately. So it's not like it's a huge bulky watch. I also really do like the outside here, the 0 to 60. It's just a nice touch, even though it's pretty much useless unless you have the watch on like this. But even so, kind of useless, but it looks cool and it looks good. It does not turn or twist. And you may be asking yourself, what is that? Do you still have the screen protector on? The answer is no. I really thought that there was a screen protector still on because of this white bezel around here. And it actually still bugs me a little bit. That's one of the downsides of this watch, but I'll get into that more in a minute. But basically, this lamination of the glass has a little outer ring, and it just bugs me. It looks like there's a screen protector that I didn't take off. But I swear, I picked at that for like 30 minutes, and it's not a screen protector. So on the side here, you've got just one button. There was a sticker here, so ignore any residue. It's hard to get that stuff off. And this one button turns it on, wakes it out of sleep mode. So you guys can see, I chose this watch face. You can choose a bunch of different ones if you don't like this watch face. I just like it because it looks kind of old school. It's got the date of the week, the battery, the steps, just basic things you might want on a watch. Now on the back of it, you guys can see it does have the sensor there for your heart rate, and it has these quick release knobs for the band itself. They are 15, it looks like, so 15 mil. I think that's the sizing for these. So if you wanted to get a different band, you could do that. Here is where it charges up with the magnetic charger. Very easy, just slap it on there. I had to charge it one time when I got it, but that's it. So very sleek device, not crazy thick or anything, even though it does have a nice big face. Now this nice big face helps when you're navigating the watch. So swiping up or down, left or right, it definitely helps. So on the screen, if I swipe down, I get my quick settings. So I got brightness. So there's full brightness. If you have it paired to your phone, you can actually use this find feature. For me personally, I keep Bluetooth off on my phone most of the time, so not very useful to me. 50% battery. Settings here, if you want to go in, you can turn it off, reset it. Check out the info, QR code, just some basic stuff like that. Info is just device info, and then you got your date at the very top there. I'll show you right there. So if we swipe down, we're on the main menu now. We can swipe to the left to get to training, heart, blood pressure, status, sleeping, stopwatch, weather, message, and back to your settings. So just to show you guys, if you click training, you can obviously go into one of your sports. So we've got running, cycling, you guys can read them for yourself, swimming, skipping, badminton, table tennis, regular tennis, alpinism, walking, basketball, blah, blah, blah. There's so many in here. I don't know if they've really programmed all these different things into here, but they have a lot, and I think you'll find whatever you're doing in here, which is super cool. So let's go back one by just pressing this button. We've got heart rate. We can click on that. If I put my finger here, that is something else I need to mention. Heart rate was not the best on this watch. I wore this and then 3 other smartwatches, including my $800 Garmin watch, which I know is very accurate. And this thing was off sometimes by a lot. My heart rate might be at 90 right now. It's probably a little lower, but I don't know if it's because I have very hairy arms or what it was, but this could not get a good signal on my heart rate unless I wore it like this. And then it was a little bit better about finding it. Let's see if it does anything now. Of course, it's not going to find it on camera, but yeah. So when I wore it like this, which is not the most comfortable, it was much more accurate. That was one thing I found disappointing because heart rate is one of the very few things that I need on a smartwatch, and this one was not as accurate as I wanted. That is heart rate. It might work for you. Your mileage may vary. I don't know if it's just this watch or what, but I've used other watches and they were a little bit better. Blood pressure, I did not use this, admittedly. I don't know how accurate that really would be. but it does have it. Status here, let's click on their status. Today, obviously I did not wear this. I'm just filming the review today. Sleeping mode, I don't wear watches when I sleep, but it does have a sleep tracker. Stopwatch here, very basic, not much to it, kind of hard to press. But if you need a stopwatch, this has it. You can even use the side button here to kind of start and stop. Let's go back, let's hit weather. Now I don't have this paired up to my phone, but if you did, you could have weather there. Message, again, same thing. You could view messages, and then setting here brings you back to the settings menu, which we already went through. So if I swipe to the right, you guys can see I can go straight to my steps, miles, and calories that I burned. I can go right again and straight to the heart data. Again, blood pressure, sleeping. This is basically just going through what was on the other page. Those are the quick menus right there. Swiping down gets you straight to the messages, which I imagine a lot of people use. I personally don't on any smartwatch. I don't check messages on my watch usually. Just do that on my phone. Okay, enough with the watch. Let's get the app out and see how that does. So there it is, Glory Fit right there. And here it is. So I've got Bluetooth off right now. Big deal, doesn't matter. This stuff will sync up to it, so don't worry about that. But you guys can see you've got a spot for your sleep if you wear it during sleep, heart rate, blood pressure, and you can click this to edit if you don't want to see some of them. We got sport here, and I actually did use this for a sport. So there we go. I just turned on Bluetooth and it is syncing data now. So we'll let it do its thing. Here we can see the mile that I walked. So if I click on it, you guys can see at August 17th at 6:19 p.m. You can see I went 3.36 miles, which is kind of close. It's actually more like 3.6 or 7. I noticed, I don't think this was using GPS because I was not using Bluetooth at the time. So I think this was going straight off of my strides, which it's not terrible. It's a pretty hilly area that I was going through, but you guys can see, I don't think my heart rate got up to 141 just on a walk. My Garmin was a little bit less than this. So my average was probably around 80 or 90, maybe 100. And then the max was probably at like 120. So it's a little bit off, but it is what it is. It's a cheap watch. So got to keep that in mind. My Garmin, I paid $700 for this. This watch is well below $100. So you got to keep that in mind. It also tells you your calories and everything like that. You can get heart rate alerts. You can have it broadcast, your 1 mile and everything like that. Your weather you've got there. You guys can see outdoor running, indoor running, bicycling, stuff that I haven't done with this watch. Here is the device itself. From within this app, you guys can see the battery. We've got the dashboard here, which I will get to in just a second. We're going to go over all that. Heart rate settings, phone. I don't use that for my smartwatches. Sedentary reminders. You guys can see all this. This is basic smartwatch stuff, but it's all very good to have. Firmware updates. I think there was one right when I got it, but now there haven't been any, so that's good. Settings. We already went there. So let's quickly talk about profile. You can set your goal for steps, and there's other settings like what units you want and just basic stuff like that. Now, if we go back to device, we can go to dashboard, and here is what is really cool about this watch. There are so many different dials here that you can go through, and you almost definitely will find something you like. There's just so much, and it just keeps going and going. Now, these are on Chinese servers, so they're a little slow to load, but if I go over here to my dial, I've saved a few that I liked, and then there's even custom dials. Of course, if you want to edit just a bit. So I'm going to pull this into view again. And just for the sake of this video, I'm going to put on this one. So synchronize dial. And this takes a minute, but we'll let it do its thing here. And I'll show you guys. All right, almost done here. And just like that, we have switched it. Now, that does take a long time compared to like an Apple Watch. It just does it instantly. But it has to transfer all that data over. So you guys can see just how cool that is. There's so many to choose from. You just quickly download it. You just click it, synchronize. It downloads for like 2 seconds. And the longest part is just waiting for it to sync. All right, we are almost done with this one here. And wait for it. There we go. So this one looks really cool. That looks really good. But anyways, so that's how you synchronize dials and get different ones. There's some really cool ones in here if you wanted to go through those. So let's wrap up real quick with my thoughts on this watch. So this watch really only has a couple flaws. The heart rate monitoring, which again, could have just been because of my arms. I can't say for sure because it did work very well when it was pointed here. So if you're a woman or you maybe just don't have as much hair as I do and you're a dude, you probably will have better luck with the heart rate sensor than I did. Build quality, very good. This is solid. Feels like metal all the way around the sides here. Strap is super comfortable. I really liked it. It's a little wide at some points, but I do like it. Tons of notches here for different wrist sizes, so that should not be an issue. The screen here, like I said, the lamination, I don't like how they did it, but it's a very minor flaw. I got over it within about a day or two. The dials are awesome. You can customize those to your heart's content. They have some really cool ones in the shop there. Of course, they're all free, so no worries there. So this is a very solid watch. I think for the price, it's hard to beat. Now, there are other ones in the segment that have different capabilities, maybe have a square screen if you wanted it to look like an Apple Watch. This one looks more like a Samsung watch. It just depends what you're going for, but I think you'll find something for everyone. So check this one out if you want. We've got other reviews on our channel of other cheap smartwatches that are in this price range of well under $100. So check those out as well. That's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe. Links to this one down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.